The idea of the project is to develop, encourage and empower young people.
And the intention is to look at how they can learn together and learn from each other, and to really look at expressing themselves creatively, dealing with really difficult subject matter, and having the power to make the project go in the direction they wanted.
We've been doing it for almost, I think, about 2 months. Sounds about right. And doing about 2 sessions a week.
And how do you feel? How confident do you feel about it?
I'm quite confident because obviously when you first start, you're like not used to the ropes at all.
I think everything was difficult at first. Like the first time we acted was scary because you didn't know everybody.
Yeah.
And the first time we flew was hard because you weren't used to the pain and you weren't used to the whole concept of having to fly. But I think as the whole project's moved on, we've all kind of adapted, and so it has got slightly easier.
It's still pain, but you're getting something out of it, so it's kind of good pain.
I think throughout the project, the ideas might start with one person, but then you just bounce it off other people and it just grows and grows.
I think that most of our ideas came from our own views and opinions, like the bullying thing that happens in schools but also outside of school.
And also the way young people are today, I think that had a lot of influence.
But then you had other ideas of making choices throughout your life, whatever age you are. It's quite a mixture we have in the group of different types of people, and you have to learn how to cooperate and trust other people, which was what our group found was one of the main issues. I think the group is quite strong, and there's like a friendship within it as well that we've sort of built up over the time, and that way we can get on and do what we need to do.
If we have already taken 20 minutes of warm-up, we are left with an hour, 10 minutes for the final scene.
I think, the audience these days on TV, they like to have violence on TV. To impress the audience, we had maybe just like a little bit of action fighting. It's fun, stage fighting, because people actually think you're hitting them.
Shut up!
3, 2, 1.
Oh my god!
And then you do this one, don't
The
you?
hair one.
I grab your hair and then you
Do that.
It's like that, yeah.
And the ear one.
Yeah, and you grab the ear and then I hold your hand.
That one.
Yeah, and then it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, the person who's being grabbed is the one that
does
controls
all
it
the work, yeah.
Don't go like that. Go up and straddle. Straddle is when you go your legs over.
I think it's gone quite well today, actually. We have done a lot and we've near that close to having a performance as well.
We've put across the themes of conflict quite well, I think, in the scenes that we've got so far. So I think, yeah, and incorporating it with the flying has been quite cool. Because at first I wasn't quite sure how we were going to do it.
The point I'm trying to make to you is that this is the last rehearsal. Right? And right now, it feels like we're a bit of a rabble. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass it back to you. Because the point is that we all need to be completely focused and concentrated so that when we go in there, we finish off the finale. Because we haven't actually finished the show yet. And the show's tomorrow. So, what is it that you need to do to make sure that you're collectively concentrated, energised and ready so that we can take in the new choreography and rehearse what we've got? Yeah. Happy? You know what? That's a really good point. We all need to feel good about what we're doing.
We basically are now 5 minutes before the show is about to start, and this is their first show, and I also often forget as an artistic director that they are actually not a group of drama students or used to that. So whilst I have all the butterflies in my stomach, I don't even know if they do have them. I think when they will have the experience of having tried what it feels to do a show, the adrenaline and everything, they will possibly know much better what we were talking about all the way through. Is one ever ready for a show? I think they are.
Oh my God, first day of school. Oh, I'm so scared.
Hello. You. Who are you? Who do you think you're talking to?
What do you think you're doing? Get up and tidy up.
I was nervous at the beginning, but I really did enjoy it. I honestly really did.
I was so nervous.
In rehearsals, we couldn't get ourselves in sequence, but we managed to kind of pull it together when we were doing the actual performance.
You weren't just thinking, oh, I'm going to be performing to like all the people that taught me. You think, I'm going to be performing to people who've never seen this before, so it's got to be good.
Welcome, everyone, and without further ado, I'll hand you over.
First of all, because you can't just go straight up there, otherwise you can injure yourself, so you need to kind of warm up a bit. First when we play a game, just get you energised, then we might start stupid, we've got to do a bit of yoga.
It was a way of empowering the young people, and basically a way of bringing them above what they have learned, and also enabling them to pass on their skills to other young people.
So we started off with like yoga, and then we turned into a game, and then we actually told them what to do.
It was quite hard because I know yoga, little kids don't really mix. But in this case, it helps you a lot, and that's why I tried to do the main yoga positions. Just like into back.
These are the harnesses.
It's very important that you don't drop these because all the equipment here is very expensive, and also they're very fragile.
It was fun teaching them because it's just amazing thinking of we was like that when we first got on the ropes, couldn't like do it properly. But now it's like making it look really easy, and it's just really fun watching them.
You understand their sort of mindset because you've experienced being in like year 8 as they were and being that age. So you know what it's like at that age, so you can adapt the lesson to that age as well. And also it's a bit more relaxed and you feel more comfortable in that environment because you're with people who are similar to you or a similar age or going through similar experiences, and you have more trust with them.
So in about 5 minutes' time we will be introducing you to a tremendous display of aerial acrobatics.
Oh my God, first day of school. So worried.
Hello! Hey, you! Look at who are you? Chris. Oh, straight. He's an idiot. That's why.
It was actually a lot better than I expected it to go. Because we weren't really too sure of our routine beforehand, but we did kind of work it out once we were up there.
Really well, I'm really hyper now.
But yeah, we've improved a lot how we've done it, and it's really good.
It's really amazing, really, the journey that the young people have been on and what they've achieved in such a short amount of time. It makes me really proud to see what they've been through. It's fantastic. 2 months ago, they'd never flown, they hadn't worked anything out, and the thing about it is completely their production. So what you've got is been completely driven by them, and it's amazing to see that come together in a performance, in a public space as well.
I was expecting just to learn to be able to fly and to
to work with other people, but I learned a lot more. Like, I did learn about how hard it is to really perform in front of other people that you've never performed in front of before. I learned that teamwork is quite a hard thing to do when you've got a lot of people, sometimes that are down, sometimes that are really excited. You've just got to work with everyone to make sure you're all in the right frame of mind.
I think that just being able to have a chance to spend some time with young people and actually really focusing on their voice, it's quite hard because of the pressures of the curriculum, even in quite open subjects like drama. So I think we've achieved that, and I'm really, really pleased that there is a huge sense of ownership on this project with the young people.
I think towards the end, when we've been directing like the final piece, we've actually had a lot more say and a lot more input into what's going on. And I think I've definitely enjoyed that more because it's like our decision, so it becomes our material when it's finished. But I think a lot at the beginning when we were talking or when we were having to rehearse like drama bits here and there, it was more like, this is what you are going to do, or this is what you're going to talk about it now.
The process of getting that voice and deciding on the voices that we actually wanted to concentrate on the project, that was really hard, and that was a hard part, and the part where I think there were difficulties in the process. That was the learning curve for the artists and for the teachers.
I did learn a lot from the older people as well, from the elderly. No, I did learn a lot from them as well, for how they work in their teams.
The teachers used to be like aliens because, you know, we didn't understand each other, but throughout this project we sort of like learned how to communicate and like understand like their views and our views.
What has been fantastic in terms of the team that has worked on this project is that we've been so intuitive towards each other that when we were actually, if one moment one needed something or needed a little intervention or a clarification, we were always there, ready to do it for each other, to take over from each other. That has been absolutely fantastic. Not very often when organizations are put together, that happens so smoothly and so sensitively.
One of the things which has been both challenging and really exciting about it is making sure that the young people are being tracked and that their experiences are being identified, and that we're using their experiences in the continually evolving nature of the project. And that's been really exciting and really difficult.
I think it was a good way for all of us to express something that we wouldn't usually be able to, like things that are important to us. So it sort of gave everyone a chance to kind of put forward messages that they're not allowed normally to express.
There was a young man there who looked terrified right at the first rehearsal and said, "What, I'm going up there?" and was clearly going to be taken outside his comfort zone. And to see him having presented his work with absolute confidence, assurance, battling against the loudspeaker systems, commanding his space, he was a transformed character. So it was that journey that he'd made from then a few weeks ago to now, and that's what we want for all our youngsters.